Hi YouTube. This is Lisa. I'm going to go to bed. I gotta go to work in the morning, but I wanted to make this video. I just came home from a uh, date, and this guy, first of all, he kind of sort of is single, whatever that's supposed to mean. Because I'm like, how are you kind of sort of single? You know, either you're single or you're not. So then he said he was single. Um, this guy, the whole time I was out, and all we did was go over to like Franklin Park and walk the park. But the whole time I was out, I was thinking, shut up. I mean, he talked the whole time. I mean, he talked the whole time. He gave me a tour of the part of the park that I had never gone to, which was fun. Um, then it was Juneteenth, so they had a lot of vendors and music and stuff, so we ended up walking over there. But it was like, he came past my house earlier to meet. We've been talking on the phone for a couple days. So I met him outside, sat on the porch, and we talked, and he was on his way to where his son lives at, which is about 45 minutes away. So we talked and met, and he's kind of large sized guy, and he asked me, well, do you like large guys? And I'm like, yeah, I like large guys. But there's a difference between large and sloppy. I mean, come on. And I'm thinking, I'm just too hard on guys. I just don't know if I can do this thing, because it's like, first of all, I need to know what I'm looking for, and I figure when God sends them, I'll know. So I don't even have a plan. But this guy, he talks so much. I was thinking, oh, I got homework to do. I need to go home and do homework. The whole time, the park was really nice, and and I had walked. I haven't walked 2 days. Yesterday, I hooked up with some friends from work, and we went walking downtown. And but this guy talked so much, and he really didn't talk about anything. I'm thinking, is there a romantic, vibe here? No, it wasn't. Um, my TV's on in the other room if you hear that. But I don't know. I've just been so single for so long that I don't know. I'm just like real numb to the whole thing, but I don't think I want to see him again. So then he said, we walked in the park. For one, he's unemployed, was getting unemployment. Now unemployment has stopped, so now he has to go out and try to find a job. You can tell he's been sitting around doing nothing the whole time. He's not in shape. He's an older guy. He's like 47, which is fine. Um, but you could tell that, during this whole tour, because I'm not here, I'm not from this town, he was making up stuff. I mean, he was like, it sounded made up, and I was like, okay, whatever, right? And we just walked all over the park and just kind of talked, and my mind was on schoolwork and on, do I really want to do this? And in a way, I want to be in a relationship. I want to meet somebody, and in a way, I don't, because I'm thinking, that I'm going through my little heat summers, my little personal summers that I have, and I'm like, not really into all this dialogue he's giving, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go home now. So then he said, well, we'll get some water. There's a water fountain up against the wall. I'm like, well, I don't drink, the water. Um, you know, can I have can we get a bottle? I mean, he didn't offer food. He didn't offer drink. He didn't. It probably, which is understandable because he doesn't have a job and he needs to save all his money, right? So, which was cool, which was really cool because all of that kind of added on to, like, I don't think I'll ever see you again. But like I told him earlier, I said, we talked, I said, if nothing else comes out of this, we'll be friends. I've met another friend. You know what I mean? And that's about it. But he is just not my cup of tea. And I'm like, he looks real sloppy. And he talks like he knows everything. And then probably he does, because his man ain't focused on nothing else. He ain't working or nothing. So he got time to sit on the computer and read up on all this stuff, Oh, excuse me. I'm having one of my summers. But it was interesting. It was the first time I went out on a date in a long time. And if you can even call it a date, I don't even know what to call it. But it was interesting. It was very interesting. And then my daughter came over, so he's parked in front of my driveway, sitting there, never called me to tell me he was there. And my daughter pulls up and asks him to move down. Well, he moves a block down. And then calls me on the phone and tells me, well, I was in front of your house and somebody told me to move. Well, I'm like, I know it wasn't that serious, but he took it real serious, and I'm like, okay. But I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I guess after a certain point, you just get kind of stuck in your ways, and I don't get out a lot. I do come home, do homework, go to class. That's it. That's all I do. That's my life right now. Take care of my dog. So, I don't know. But I just needed to share what was going on. I just wanted to tell you guys about my day. And, I want somebody in my life. And then on top of that, I ran into my ex in the park with his girlfriend or with his wife. And he's not really my ex. He was just somebody that was like a little booty call. And come to find out, his whole makeup was based on lies. And I found out the woman was there in the picture. And I decided I ain't doing that. I don't know her, and I ain't gonna disrespect her. So, he still calls and begs and all that, but I know he never thought that I would actually see her, and I did in the park. But, he was real manly about it. He did wave and say hi, which was cool. And I've seen her now, so, now he probably got an excuse not to call me, which would be fine with me. And what makes it so bad, I really liked the guy. I really did. I really liked the guy. He was like one of those guys that, everything that I could, we talked, we got along. I mean, we could have been best friends. Because we talked about everything. I mean, well, I talked about everything. He talked about everything but her. And then I just started putting two and two together, like, wait a minute. And started thinking about that. And I don't understand why guys think we're just crazy. Like, we don't know half of what we be talking about, or we don't be paying attention to what they be talking about to put two and two together, And I'm like, okay. I work in a prison. I have to be cautious of everything around me. And I think about what you tell me. So if you tell me a lie, I suggest you remember it, because I will. And so it was cool. He did wave. He didn't just look at me and ignore me. He did wave at me. So that was cool. But I don't think I'll ever see this guy again. Maybe I just need to take a look at what I really want. That's it. Bye, guys. I guess this was a vlog.